And now, tonight's special assignment.
Can you imagine paying for somebody else to take a private flight, not a charter, but a scheduled Midwest Airlines flight from Mitchell International Airport? As our I-team found out, you pay for it almost every day. Investigative reporter Aaron Diamond is here with the story. Aaron?
Well, Mike, what if someone came up to you at the airport and asked you to pitch in for part of their plane ticket? You'd look at him like he was nuts, right? Well, turns out you're already paying for it and a lot more. Odds are you've never heard of where this plane is going, but you paid for the gas.
It's a waste of our taxpayers' money.
You probably don't know the people going there either, but you pitched in on their plane tickets, and you've been doing it for years.
I think the taxpayers would be more than surprised. I think they'd be outraged.
Outraged when you hear why Midwest Airlines gets your tax dollars, you won't believe how much, to fly these gas-guzzling, mostly empty, older planes.
Well, for us, unfortunately, it's a difficult position.
Serving itty-bitty towns it doesn't even want to fly to anymore.
It makes no sense.
Forced by the feds to keep taking your money to lose money. Think about how much you paid for your last plane ticket.
I believe $486.
That's actually not a bad deal to fly Midwest from Florida through Milwaukee to Michigan's Upper Peninsula. It actually could have been a lot worse if the federal government wasn't using your money to subsidize the leg up north.
I feel privileged, but again, it's a waste of our taxpayers' money.
You think so?
I do.
Turns out the feds shell out $110 million of your tax dollars every year for what it calls essential air service. That cash keeps airlines like Midwest flying to places they wouldn't go otherwise. Not enough demand. This is what we're talking about. That is Midwest Flight 1166 heading to Escanaba, Michigan in a few minutes with 4 paying customers on board. That's it. Just 4 passengers. The plane holds 19. In fact, last year, the 3 daily round-trip flights between Milwaukee and Escanaba only averaged about half full. Donna Farley is one of the route's few frequent flyers.
I think I've seen 10, 12.
At most.
At most, and once I've seen probably 2, 3.
Basically, a private plane.
It's a nice service for them. It just doesn't make sense for us right now.
Midwest actually wants to ground the flights. With skyrocketing gas prices and slow ticket sales, the Fed subsidies no longer cover the airline's costs. You think our tax dollars should be going to subsidize these flights?
No, not really, but we need a flight
Yeah.
up there. Otherwise, you can't hardly get out of the UP unless you can drive.
See, that's just it. You can drive. Take a look. Right now, the feds pay Midwest Airlines nearly $4 million a year to fly mostly empty airplanes, not just to Escanaba, Michigan, but to Ironwood, Iron Mountain, and Manistee, all of which are less than 2 hours by car to good-sized airports. Escanaba and Iron Mountain are right up the road from Green Bay. Ironwood isn't all that far from Duluth, neither is Manistee from Grand Rapids.
It's a total misallocation of the country's resources.
And, experts say, not just financial resources.
Just think about it. At the time when the government is telling us we have to drive smaller cars to be more fuel efficient, they are requiring airlines to be less fuel efficient, to fly uneconomical flights to small places around the country. It makes no sense.
It may have 10 years ago when Midwest signed up to fly to these small towns. Now it wants out. Thing is, the law won't let it stop service until another airline starts, leaving Midwest in a tough spot. How can the airline feel comfortable taking tax dollars to continue to fly inefficient aircraft to places that very few people go to?
Well, again, it's a business proposition, and the federal government, we're a government contractor any way you look at it.
In this case, most simply see a government taking off with your tax dollars. Well, Wisconsin Senators Herb Kohl and Russ Feingold both admit this is a back burner issue. So really the only way to stop wasteful spending like this is to turn up the heat on them. Call them, let them know how you feel. Here are the numbers. Russ Feingold's office first, 202-224-5323. Herb Kohl's office, you can get them, 202-224-5653. You can also find the Center's mailing addresses and email addresses on our website, today's TMJ4.com, along with those phone numbers if you didn't have a pen handy there.
And we paid for it.
We absolutely did.
Okay, thanks, Aaron. Well, here's a look at what's coming up on the I-team tomorrow night.